So hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm filming this on a different day to the day I did the reaction because I needed a bit of time to think about that. It was a lot. If you guys are interested, I was a guest on this week's Talk Dead to Me podcast over on Skybound. The link to that's in the description, where I talked a lot about this episode. I feel like when you're speaking to someone, it's easier to get the thoughts out and kind of bounce them off people rather than just sitting here and chatting, I guess. So if you want to check that out, I would appreciate it. The link is down below. Okay, let's make some fucking points here. I've had time to think about it. I've seen the episode more than once. I've seen it 2 or 3 times maybe. I've read comments, I've read theories, I've read this, that and the other. So, as a final episode, as a goodbye episode, I thought it was neat, it was clean, I liked it. The ending left me with some answers though. Who was that new group of people we saw? Yes, I know that was is a King back dude? The guy who was on the floor that Michonne saw, he's a Viner, which no, I didn't even realise while I was watching the episode because I was just so aware that the episode was about to end and that was it for Michonne in the show. I was like, I don't even know. Yeah, I thought it was a well-rounded episode. It ended cleanly. She is gone. The amount of people that didn't know it was her last episode was kind of surprising considering they've been talking about it non-stop for like a week or two now. It's kind of similar to Rick's departure. All of the official accounts and even Denai herself and stuff, everyone's kind of been hyping up her final episode. So, yeah. I thought it was a different way of doing a final episode, of doing a goodbye episode. In a way, it sort of touched on Rick's final episode with the kind of dream sequences, but in a very different fucking way. Here's the thing about the dream sequence. I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I liked the concept and the idea it was putting across. Like, if she had never met Andrea, her life would be so different. She would have never met Rick and Carl. God knows who she would have fallen in with. This could have happened, that could have happened. She could have ended up here. I agree with that. Totally. One decision affects the next. I'm a firm believer in the domino effect. Everything has a knock-on effect on the next thing throughout life. And everything you do matters. Every stupid decision, no matter how small it may seem, will matter in the future to you. So her, if she had chosen to leave Andrea, would have led to a completely different path with hundreds and thousands of different options. The one the show choose to go with is, what if she had ended up a savior? And I'm like, is that possible? Technically, yes. They're not saying she 100% would have ended up a savior. They're saying that it would have been a possibility, that she could have just as easily been on the opposing side. And I'm like, I do understand that. I do agree if she had taken an alternate path, that she might have ended up with a different group, that might have ended up like bashing heads with Rick, which means fighting. That she might have ended up on a group opposing Rick, and she might have popped up in her story, as a bad guy. I get that. I don't believe she would have ever become a savior. I don't think that's something that's in Michonne's nature. I don't think that would have happened to her, or that would have been on the cards for her in any shape or form. And I'm pretty adamant on that. I do agree she could have ended up with bad guys, but not savior level. Now, I know that they weren't saying that would have happened for sure, that it was more of it could have happened. And I'm like, it's a possibility, but very unlikely. Yeah, I did pick up on the backpack thing. I liked it. I liked that it did I liked that they threw in all of those throwbacks, like what she would have seen and what she would have done. The way she would have been on the backpack on the road, the way she would have met Negan and with the beach ball sized lady nuts, the way that the dialogue was the same but sort of different. It is just like an AU, which I thought was really interesting. Getting to see Michonne as a sleeping savior as well, wow. But getting to see Michonne in the lineup is one of my favourite movies. What? The lineup is one of my absolute favourite moments in Walking Dead history. It is one of the most impactful, incredibly hard scene to watch. The tension, the dialogue, the drawn out scenes, the shots, everything. I think it is an exquisite piece of television. And you'll get people that will snap at me just for saying that, and I'm like, it's my opinion, man. I think that was an incredible moment in time for TV. I don't care. That's the ship I'm gonna go down on. That's not the saying. What is the saying? That's the hill I'm gonna die on. Where'd I get ship from? So I loved the lineup. To this day, I think it's one of the best scenes in Walking Dead history. Everything, the acting from everybody involved, it was just next level. It was next level, and I'll never forget the empty feeling I felt after that scene, both after the 6th finale and the 7th premiere. That kind of just sitting there what the fuck did I just see? After 2 episodes, it was just, oh my god. But getting to see Michonne on the other side was something else. It was so weird. Getting to relive that scene in a different lens was just, that was never even on the list of things I thought we'd ever see from the show again. And yeah, people have said that Glenn is missing from the lineup. Of course I didn't realise that upon first viewing. I was still going, it's the lineup, it's the lineup, it's the lineup, what the fuck? You know? And then the possible death that she would have had as well. Jesus Christ. Virgil is an interesting one for me, right? He's just a dude. He's a dude who lost everything that he could have lost. I'm skipping through the episode, by the way, as I'm saying this, just so I can get my facts straight and my points straight and stuff. But Virgil is somebody who lost everything he could have. He lost his family and his kids. He's overcome with grief. He's a weird motherfucker keeping people captive, but like, that's just... The thing about it is, Michonne can relate to him. She lost everything too. She went into this world and lost everything. She lost her entire life that she had and had to start anew. She had to go on and start again. You know, when we met her, my God, she had already lost everything. And then once she got with us and she made friends and relationships or whatever, she had to lose everything again. She's lost so many friends along the way. She's lost so many things. She lost Rick, you know? So she could relate to Virgil, I would say, in that, like, even though she is so strong and she is so badass, and she is, I really do think that seeing somebody like Virgil, seeing somebody who went through the same things as her but didn't handle it well, I think she realised, well, that could have been me. That could be anybody, you know? So in the end, when they leave Virgil on the island, I get that. I get why. And I was like, kill him! Kill him! Because if I'd been held captive or whatever, I would have went for him. Yeah, probably. The phone is another thing I want to talk about. So there's a phone. It's an iPhone. I don't know what fucking model of iPhone it is. But there's an etching on the phone. So Michonne and Judith, presumably Rick or Jadis drew this, or somebody else drew it for Rick. I don't know. But she takes it as a sign that he's still alive. A point that everybody is making is, why is Judith grown on this phone? Why is she not baby Judith that Rick would have remembered? You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't know what she looks like these days. So I'm like, yeah, that's a bit strange. And the writing as well, somebody taught me what it meant. I think it means, like, I'm not even going to say it because I don't remember, being honest, and I don't want to give out misinformation. But someone did tell me what the writing said, and to be honest, I didn't even notice that at first. I just saw Michonne and Judith and was like, oh my God, and then saw the word Rick and was just like, mind blown. He was with Jadis though, who was like an artist, so I feel like they maybe could have done never mind, I'm not going to critique art here. Art is subjective. It's a beautiful piece of etching, okay? Another point I want to make about this is Judith. My God, she is such a little grown-up, it's insane. She was just like, okay, you know, when she was like, do you think he's alive? Okay, you gotta go find him. The strength and bravery that little girl showed, I don't think I could show that. My 23-year-old ass, I don't think I could do that. I'd be like, Ma'am, you need to come home right now. I'm stressed. I'm frightened. Okay? But she just like was like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta do what you gotta do. And we know she's gonna like become a total parent figure for RJ. She'll like raise him. Obviously she'll have the help of Daryl and people like that. She already acts like a second mother. She's like mother when Michonne isn't around. So we just know RJ and Judith are gonna be fine. But I do still think it's kind of strange that Michonne left to go find Rick, and I'm like, okay, I get it, like, you haven't seen your man in years, she never really took a lover, she never really settled down with anybody, so like, okay, I get it. You find your man's boots and you're like, oh my God, he might be alive, I have to go after him. But to just leave both of your kids, now I know that they're both kind of at an age where they'd be okay and they'd be looked after by people in the community, but it still kind of feels out of character for Michonne for me. And I've kind of seen split opinions on that too online. And of course that community at the end. I think one of the most impactful scenes is at the end when we do see that community, when your one's asking for help and Michonne kind of looks at them and we get that flashback to when she was standing outside the prison and Coral was like, well, what should we do? Like, should we let her in? What's the deal? Dad, what are we doing? I think her like agreeing to help and go with this new couple and go with this new community, which by the way, they have fucking numbers, dude. Her agreeing to go is like, she's like, well, I was shown kindness. I was taken in at one point. Now maybe I got to show a bit of that and a bit of trust to find the person I love. You know, so I like it. It is very, you know, full circle. It's very, I like that she came into the show by herself. So when you see her, well, technically I know that's not coming in because she had been with Andrea before, but when she met our group, when she first met our group, she was alone. She was alone at the gate. She had nothing. She's gone into this new world with this new couple by herself. She's not bringing anybody from the past life that she knew, except for her walkie where she can communicate with Judith. But she's going alone. By herself. So she's kind of leaving the show the same way she went in. And I'm like, if that ain't the most Michonne thing I've ever heard in my life. She is just so emotionally strong and capable. And I'm like, I don't know how she fucking does it. Because like, I'm so stressed just thinking about it and watching it. I'm like, ah. But I did like it. And I did think that it was Yeah, I know it's very polarizing. I know people have a lot of opinions, so please let me know what you thought down below. Um, if you guys want to see more content, I have an eyelash in my eye. It's the title of an upcoming video. I have an eyelash in my eye. Like and subscribe. If you guys want to see more content, I have a Patreon where I do reactions to throwback episodes of The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and with an E, Lucifer, Peaky Blinders, Ash vs Evil Dead, Telltale's The Walking Dead, movies and live streams. So be sure to check that out. The link is in the description down below. And if you're not interested in that and you just want to connect, my Twitter is down below too, where you can follow me, keep up to date with all the weird shit that I be tweeting, because I do tweet some weird shit sometimes. And thank you for watching. I will talk to you all soon.